Hello Clashers, thank you for tuning in. My name is Hamishlong, and today I'd like to discuss some looting strategies, primarily the looting strategy that I use most often. It's fairly simple, but I like it because it's very efficient, it's very effective. I found it to be very successful. Right now, I'm a fairly new Town Hall 10, but I've been using this strategy since about Town Hall 8. So first I'm going to show you the troops that I use. I use a lot of goblins. My attack is very goblin based. So for that I tend to pick out very weak, very resource laden targets, which can take some time searching. But if you have the patience, you'll find some good sites, some good targets out there. Now those archers, I use those to pick off buildings that are unexposed to defenses, whereas I use the giants to sort of soak up damage so that my goblins can get into the resources. And then I use the rest of my troops to kind of penetrate deeper into the base for resources that are more heavily defended. Now I also use a lot of heal spells. Heal spells are very important when dealing with goblins. They die easily, especially with defenses that give out splash damage. Now I'm going to show you kind of how I train my troops. Basically, I have all my army already configured. It's already ready to go, and I always leave one of my troops that takes the longest to build to get the next round started. That way, I mean, this wizard here is already ready to go, and so that just kind of helps get into the next round. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the troops that I use the most, which are the goblins, and I figured out how many I wanted to use, and I spread them out between each barracks. So each barracks I'm going to put the same troops in, so they all finish at the same time. And then I'll throw in my giants, wall breakers, a few archers and barbarians, and I'll finish it out with 2 wizards. Now I use 8 wizards total. Now that first wizard is going to be part of my next army, and one of those wizards is going to be part of my next army as well. And then that last one is going to be for the army after that, just to kind of get things started. So I'm going to put the same troops in each one. And I recommend figuring out which configuration of troops is going to work best for you, and then kind of balance them all out like this, putting the troops that you use most first. That way, if you only use some of them, like I'm most likely to use the goblins and the wizard, or the goblins and the giants. Sometimes that's all I need, so I put the other troops last. Oops. That way I don't end up with too many of them if I don't use all of my troops. And this takes a little time, but I like it because it kind of just gets me going, gets me ready for the next round. Okay, so now that's all ready. I have my looting army ready to go. I've got my next army queued up. Check my spells here. Go ahead and max them out. And I also use a poison spell for any CC troops that might be waiting for me. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to attack. Now this is the part that requires some patience. Search around for a good target with lots of loot. A good attack for me ends up with about 200,000 gold in elixir and about 2,000 dark elixir. So I want to find a base with plenty of resources that are going to be fairly easy to get to, because my army is fairly weak. But the best thing about it is it's quick to build and it's cheap. So I don't have to wait too long for it to build, and it doesn't eat up out of the resources that I win from attacks. And like I said, this can take some time. Not usually more than a couple of minutes. But what's nice is that while I'm searching around for targets, my next army is already being trained. So, you know, after my attack, when I go back to my base, I'll already have some troops ready. Now, see, this is a nice. We got a lot of resources here, but I think this base would just tear me to shreds. So we're gonna keep searching. That's an easy base, but you know, not enough resources. And I got stuff to build. Now this is a good one. Plenty of resources. Easy attack points right here. Take out all that elixir. Take out all those drills right there. And then this side right here has got a lot of good stuff. So I think we're gonna start with this. Now I'm not gonna attack this side yet because I'm gonna penetrate into the base with that one. So what I'm gonna do is start on the other side. I'm gonna drop a giant here, and then go ahead and drop some goblins there. And I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna worry about it too much just yet, because I'm gonna come back and attack that side too in a moment. Oops. Go after the other one. There we go. I might have dropped those goblins a little early, but it worked. Okay, cool. I'm gonna drop a giant here, take them out. Shoot. Okay. Attack this corner. Now with those archers, I'm just going to go ahead and go to all the corners and take out any easy buildings that are away from defenses, just to kind of get them out of the way. Now this is my weak spot right here. That's the money spot right there. There's more resources over here. I'm going to get to those in a moment, but right now I'm going to drop these guys down. I'm going to go ahead and drop my CC troops. Thanks for that, guys. Used up probably too many wall breakers. That would have been nice to have. I should have saved them, but oh well. I'll keep those spells on these guys. Where's my Archer Queen? Did I drop her or not? I guess not. Alright. Alright, now while they're doing that over there, I'm gonna come in on this side. And just kind of go apeshit. Drop a heal spell there. Now this is a prime base. I don't find too many of these. It's nice to have when they do though. Looks like I'm gonna get most of the resources. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get all of them. Probably not. Nope. Let's see what my queen can do. Probably not too much. Alright, well. Shoot, I'll go ahead and drop that. Got a little bit of gold out of that. But yeah, that's you know, that's my strategy. Just take a weak army and search out weak bases that are just prime. Like that one. That's a pretty good score right there. Like I said, I wanted to get at least 200,000 gold in elixir and 2,000 dark elixir with each attack, and I got quite a bit more than that, which is perfect. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and return to my base, or village, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, I already have my troops going. Got a nice little start to my next army. go ahead and make sure I got plenty of heal spells lined up. Get rid of these little guys. Now, one thing I like to do, if I have a little bit of spare time, is I'll go ahead and boost my armies. So I'll boost all 4 of my barracks, and I'll boost my king and my queen and my spells. And that costs 35 gems. And it's good for a whole hour. And, you know, on a good day or a good night, I'll take in about 3 million resources an hour, golden elixir, which is pretty good. Other times it's not so good. But yeah, so while those are lining up, I'll go ahead and start the next one. Just keep the troops going. Obviously won't have room for all of them right now, but I always like to keep troops queued up. That way, you know, I log off, go about my day, I come back, and, you know, they're ready to go. It's nice. But yeah, the main thing I really want to get to you is the structure of your army and how you train them. The way that I do it is pretty effective for me. And if you have a different army that you like to use, that's cool. I recommend, you know, kind of training them up this way. That way they all get done at the same time. If you put your most often used troops first to train, that's good, because if I came back and let's say I had, you know, some wizards left over, and a lot of times I don't use my archers or my barbarians, well, that's cool because it's working on just the goblins right now, and then the giants. But yeah, so basically once they're done, you're ready to go. Make sure you got your next army queued up. That way, you know, when you come back, you got it already on the way. And yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to say. Well, thank you for tuning in. This is my first Clash of Clans tutorial, so, you know, maybe I'll get better in the future. Maybe I won't do any more. Who knows? We'll see. Either way, guys, thanks for tuning in. Happy clashing.